So, skipper Ed Joyce, first of all, your reflections on the 4 days.
I thought we were second best in a fairly poor game, to be honest. I thought the wicket was reasonably good, and I thought we should have got far more runs than we did in the first. There was a lot of pretty poor shots from us. I thought they were really on the pace either the first day, and we bowled out for 250 by a team who were sort of quite low and didn't particularly bowl that well. It was obviously very disappointing. I think that was a winning and a losing of the game. I thought the one the big high point of the game was Berg and Wheater's partnership was obviously very good and sort of showed the lack of maybe an experienced four-seamer for us, or maybe a sort of experienced spinner as well. So I thought they batted really well, and I thought Gareth bowled very well during the game as well. So he was certainly the man of the match, and I thought probably the difference between the two teams.
Let's go back to the first morning. You won the toss and decided to bat. The wicket here has been a bit up and down recently, but you seem confident you wanted to have a knock.
Definitely, I think it was definitely the right decision. I thought we had the best of conditions. I think it was fine to bat on. Obviously, with a few dings from a few previous wickets we played this year, but the odd ball obviously misbehaved a little bit, but it has done that for the last few years. But I thought in general we played really well and had the pace and bounce we want. And as I said, taking into account the way they bowled, I think we probably should have got 354 and I think we would have won the game from that position.
Mark Robinson set up at Trowbridge last week, but some of the batsmen were shell-shocked and having played on some poor pitches. Do you think some of the batsmen are carrying that around at the minute, Ed?
I think it's unavoidable that there's going to be some scars for sure, and as we played on 3 or 4 average wickets this year, to say nice about them, and that's not just here, that's elsewhere as well. So it is difficult to sort of you don't get confidence from that, and sport is a confidence game. So some of the guys are obviously carrying some scars. Probably myself included, being honest. And so, we have to address that. I thought we had a better second innings, we had a better plan. Really good. Ben Ramsey looked as good as he has all season. He's played very well all season. And other guys are showing glimpses, so we just need to put that together next week.
When you talk about scars, does that mean you sort of change your game plan a bit when you're going out to bat?
No, it's not changing game plan. I think it's just maybe expecting the ball to do something that it's not going to do. I think you plan some poor wickets and balls misbehave, and you end up trying to preempt what the ball's going to do, and it's not going to do that. So it's just not being as clear as you possibly can be, and it's small margins in professional sport. And if you're not 100% on the ball, then you're not going to perform the way you want to.
Talk about the partnership between Luke Wright and Ben Brown, and didn't talk about Ben Brown because that took some courage this morning, because Edwards was bowling pretty quick downhill.
Yeah, he bowled quick the other day as well. No, he's a quick bowler. He's a short man, and he's a low skiddy action. It's difficult to get under the ball, so he's trying to figure out when he's bowling those bounces whether you want to play or whether you want to duck. And obviously he's got a lot of pace as well, so you've got that physical fear factor as well. So he's a good bowler. He's an international class bowler. So I thought in general we actually played him quite well, apart from the spell maybe at the start of the second innings, which was behind the 8 ball. He's a good bowler.
And it was just 10 minutes right before lunch when Luke Wright was out. Were you up here thinking, get through to lunch, you never know?
I wasn't actually up there. I was down in the tea room with Robbo the whole first session, and we decided to stay there because we were going well. So maybe we should have moved about 10 to. Yeah, it's one of those things. If we do get to lunch, the two of them still in, and then maybe get half an hour after lunch and get that new ball a bit older, then we could have been chasing 200, 250. I think that was a very difficult chase because they're not a team that was very high in confidence either. So I think if we've got to that stage,
how much of a mitigating factor is it, Ed, that the bowling attack is so depleted at the moment?
I think it is a massive mitigating factor. We're missing 5 first-team bowlers, if you include Jordan, which is obviously one plan, but Jordan, because it'd be great if we could have him available. So, Hatchett, Anion, Mills, and Shazad all out. So obviously Finn, Hudson Prentice came into this game, and I think realised how big a step up it is for a second team cricket into first team cricket, and possibly he's a little way off at the moment, although he put himself really well with the bat in the first innings, I thought. We're short on bowlers, and no doubt that just as well we signed Ollie Robinson fills a massive hole there in the but he always does. You've got less sort of backing him up, he becomes someone you can just see through. So I think Matt Hobden bowled really nicely in the second innings. Yeah, probably when the game had gone, but when coming into the season, Hubsy would have been someone we were hoping maybe would be a fourth-seamer, sort of maybe a slightly fringe bowler, and then it turned out again. So firstly, fair play to him for staying fit, staying out in the park. Such a big guy, and he goes fast. It's a good effort.
And how difficult for these young bowlers, because perhaps they wouldn't have played as much cricket as they have over the last few weeks with Ollie Robinson opening the bowling.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it'll stand to them in the end. Obviously, it's not ideal for us what the results wise at the moment, but Ollie's come on leaps and bounds, especially the bowler. Obviously, started so well with the batting, and I think this is only out his bowling. Obviously, not concentrating on the batting the way he would like to, and I said it's down to help him because he's got some really good spells, some average spells, and some poor spells, and better spells. So he sort of comes in and out, but he'll definitely learn from the experience and realise what he needs to do to be successful.
Arundel next, traditionally a slow pitch. Could that bring perhaps a change in tactics or personnel?
I think it probably can, yeah. We've played there last few years and it's been a slow turner really, with our pitch really. So, people like Zaidi might come into the reckoning here, and obviously leg spin and Chris Nash is also coming in as well. So it could be a change in tactics, but we might turn it around, might be something completely different. So we'll have a look when we get there, and obviously we've got a few interesting seamers as well, so we'll have to be clever with how we go, because it's often playing, if you do have a long spell on the field around with heavy grounding, that it can be a difficult place for seamers to come back from if they spend a long time on the field. So we'll have a good think about that.